Hello everyone, and this is my review for WWE Smackdown Live for March 28th, 2017, and now it is SmackDown's turn to have a go-home show before WrestleMania, because going into the major pay-per-views now, we pretty much have two go-home shows for everything to finish off storylines, which is a little bit different. Usually it's kind of, okay, Raw is like the main story bit, and then SmackDown's kind of SmackDown. Now it's kind of, now it's completely separate because you don't have all the superstars on every single show now to go along with everything. But just on the aspect of how they finished off going into WrestleMania this year, I think they did a relatively good job. I think they did. There was one kind of segment they kind of did in terms of throwaway with the 10-man tag, which I'll get to in a few moments. But otherwise, I feel like they did a decent enough job going into the pay-per-view itself. So right from the beginning of the show, they started off with Daniel Bryan. He comes out to do a contract signing with Shane McMahon and AJ Styles. Both guys cut promos, signed the contract. Here's the thing. I like Shane McMahon's promo. I like the aspect that he puts over AJ Styles as a phenomenal talent and everything in that sense to go along with everything, but tells him not to underestimate Shane going into the actual match itself. AJ Styles just rebuts pretty much with this aspect of how he's going to embarrass Shane McMahon during the entire match, that he beats them in every other facet that he thinks he's good at in some way, shape, or form. And both signed the contract. And basically, they look to brawl, but Daniel Bryan gets in the way of both of them at that point. It's like, okay, why don't we end this with a handshake? And Styles just goes, not bad. And they didn't make it go that long either. It did not take that long to get this one done. At least it didn't feel like it took that long to get done. And decent promos from both sides, from Shane and AJ Styles. And it will be interesting to see what they decide to do with their match at WrestleMania. Mainly on the aspect that they're right. This isn't like a street fight or Hell in the Cell match or like a specialty style match. It's more of just a match. So it'll be interesting to see what tricks they decide to pull out of their sleeves and how they end up booking this match in the end to make both sides look good in this case. But yeah, we'll end up seeing how that one plays off. Up next was not a promo, but a match between Becky Lynch and Carmella. This match doesn't last long. Again, this portion of the match doesn't last long because Alexa Bliss and Mickie James are out at commentary. They kind of get into it. They start fighting in the ring. Disqualification happens, and a tag match was made. So later was right after this was Becky Lynch and Mickie James going up against Alexa Bliss and Carmella. Natalya comes out during the match itself, and eventually it ends with Natalya attempting to get in the way, causing the ref to be distracted, and James Ellsworth trips up Becky Lynch and allows Carmella to roll her up to get the win. Everybody brawls afterwards, and Naomi returns. Naomi returns and chases off she beats down all the heels. She goes after all the heels, hits a great running Hurricane Rana on Naomi on the outside on the rampway, and then goes after Alexa Bliss and Carmella and gets rid of both of them, and then cuts the promo basically saying that she is going to be in the match for WrestleMania itself. And it looks like that's gonna be it because they kind of announced it as being a 6-pack challenge, which kind of does throw out the whole aspect of somebody just showing up at WrestleMania. But yeah, the window's still there. The window is still there, but it seems like they're ending it with Naomi's return on the aspect of it, calling it a 6-pack challenge now. Right after this, you had a backstage segment with Daniel Bryan and Tyler Breeze. And Breeze was still doing the whole dress up as Nikki Bella thing. And yeah, he tries to enter the women's title match, and it's like, and Bryan's like doesn't see through it. I do like how he plays off the aspect of when Tyler Breeze takes off the wig and everything, and that's what's like, oh, it's Tyler Breeze. trying to play it off as like he was believing it was Nikki Bella in some way, shape, or form. It was decent stuff. At least it was decent comedy. But he does have Breezango enter the Battle Royal, saying that there was 2 spots in the 10-man tag, and all those people were going to be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Not a bad segment, and it sets up for the match later. I'll just talk about that match now. That match was kind of meh. It like I said, it was on an aspect of everybody being in the Battle Royal and kind of being their semi-preview for the Battle Royal as well. Like, they were doing bits where everybody was getting thrown over the top rope, stuff in that sense. The teams were American Alpha, Heath Slater and Rhino, and Mojo Rawley going up against Breezango, the Usos. Yeah, that's right. American Alpha and the Usos are going to be in the Battle Royal instead of fighting over the SmackDown tag team titles. This is my down point of the show. It's on the aspect that, like, they've degraded their tag team division at the moment so much that, like, they can't even justify putting the quote unquote rematch between American Alpha and the Usos on the WrestleMania card. So they are in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and Dolph Ziggler's in this match. The faces go over when Mojo Rawley, I think he knocks out Tyler Breeze with that running elbow that while they're in the corner. It was an okay match. It was an okay 10-man tag match, but again, like, what they've done with that tag division, I feel kind of bad for that one. In that sense of everything. Up next to talk about was the Miz TV segment. The Miz TV segment where Miz and Maryse come out, and they were going to show the rest of the footage of the Total Bellas, or the quote unquote unseen areas of Total Bellas, which is what they call Total BS. I am not gonna lie. I started laughing throughout this entire one. I laughed just as much as I did last week. I thought this was going to kind of be an overplayed bit where it wasn't going to be as good as the week before, but they did a great job with this one. And having Miz play Daniel Bryan to go along with everything was just great. They did some good cuts in this one because Miz was playing both Daniel Bryan and John Cena, and Maryse was playing both Nikki Bella and Brie Bella. They did some good cuts to this one to make it go about. They end the first segment of it where it's like Nikki was going to ask to marry John Cena, and it's like, and then they cut back to Miz and Maryse, and it's like, so what happens next? Find out after this commercial break. And they got to commercial. Oh my god, they did it like total reality show. I couldn't believe they really went for that. The ending does see where Miz goes off on Miz playing John goes off on Nikki being played by Maryse, saying that she would never marry him, that the Miz and Maryse were going to embarrass them at WrestleMania, and then they basically they take off the whole shtick, and you see just Miz and Maryse, and Miz cuts one of his best promos, saying it's like, this is who you are, John, like, and we're going to expose the world for what your life, that both of your lives really are. And they literally go off and say total bullshit, and of course they bleep it out in that sense of everything. But man, that ending promo was really well done to go along with it. As they cut back to Miz and Maryse, as they were about to say something, John Cena, Nikki Bella come out, and John just like tenfolds on Miz and Maryse, just going off on both of them. This was a great promo from both sides, and they were holding nothing back. Like, Cena went after Miz and Maryse, even bringing up the aspect of he brings up the aspect that there's a women's revolution here, and you're just sitting here collecting a paycheck. like everyone else is allowed to come out here and do and show that they are just as good in the ring and everything as the guys and everything in that sense, and you're just sitting here. Like, he couldn't come up with a reason why she was actually here in any way, shape, or form. And it was just, oh man, that was a great promo from from all sides. All sides. It got me into the match, and this is one of those matches that you could have been worried about in some way, shape, or form. But the way Cena and Miz and Maryse and Nikki, to a certain degree as well, have pulled off their promos, have gotten me into this match. I'm actually looking forward to how they decide to do this match and everything. They got me amped for it. They actually did their jobs. They did the job well, and it's like, okay, I'm into this, and that was really, really good stuff. Right before the main event, Luke Harper cuts a promo on Bray Wyatt saying that, you know, he's free now, how he was, like, he even brings up the aspect, is like, I was the one that says, like, you should never trust the snake, and the snake never changes and everything in that sense, but he says, like, Bray had his ego get behind him and everything, and now that he sees the light, he's free from Bray, and now he's going to stop Bray. Now for the match, good promo. I really like Luke Harper's promo skills. He does a really good job with everything on that, in cutting this promo. And then for the match itself with Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt, I thought this was a good match. They had a really good match with between the both of them. The thing at the end, and I don't know if this was an aspect of what they were trying to do to make Bray look weaker or look stronger, but he starts spitting up this black oozing thing towards the something oozing out of his mouth at the end of the match, kind of like what they did with the Ultimate Warrior when he was going up against Papa Shango. Like, Papa Shango had put a curse on him, and like this ooze would start falling from the Ultimate Warrior's face. So it was something like that sense, but it was coming out of Bray's mouth. This causes Luke Harper to hesitate for a moment, goes for another distance clothesline, and gets hit with a Sister Abigail to have Wyatt go over. So I don't know if they were trying to make Bray seem stronger or weaker, because he kind of seemed in some kind of like full-on trance at this point. And you could see it, and like he kneels down at the end. Randy Orton appears on the screen, and he's got that crucifix or that little symbol that Bray had from the week before and left with him when everyone in the Sheep's Mask had beaten him down, and he had cut his promo about how much more powerful he was. Randy had reappeared back at the Wyatt compound and basically starts cutting a promo that he was going to end these powers and drive this crucifix into Sister Abigail and basically injuring Bray before going into WrestleMania. And this entire thing has been complete. Like, they have been utterly creepy with this entire one. And it's you're kind of left wondering, it's like, okay, is this making Bray weaker going into WrestleMania? Does Orton get one up on Bray before going into Mania? Or what does this actually do in some way, shape, or form? Like, you almost want another week so they can further tell that story in some way, shape, or form. But who knows what that actually entails, because you have, of course, like Randy Orton driving this crucifix into the ground, and you have these rather cheaply done, but like sparks and flames flying up from it, and it's almost like maybe this crucifix destroys the soul of Sister Abigail. Who knows where they're going with everything with this, because the whole aspect of them having this thing has only been around for a week, so it's kind of hard to tell what that actually is in some way. So interesting stuff to end the show, and we'll see where they take this one going into WrestleMania itself. And it's like I said, I'm kind of liking where they're going with this whole Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton storyline, But the way that, like, I wish there was just like another week so they could further explain what they just did here going into WrestleMania in some way. And it, like I said, it's an interesting story going into this pay-per-view and what they're going to end up doing with that. Overall, I liked SmackDown for the most part. This one might have been a little bit weaker in certain areas than other ones, but for the most part, I felt this show was a rather good SmackDown going into WrestleMania. I liked the match with Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt. The Miz TV segment, you can't say anything. I can't really say anything bad about this one. They really go all out on this one, and it almost felt more Attitude Era-esque between the two of them, and in that sense of the word. And I'm actually okay with them going that way every now and again, because it makes it feel more important when they start like kind of going no holds barred on each other, and just going off on each other in every way, shape, or form. The stuff with the women's division I thought was rather good. It was good. It was good to see Naomi come back. She got a really good pop for a return. And yeah, for the most part, not a bad SmackDown. The only real main down point was just the way they've treated the tag division in every sense. Basically, their tag division is in the Battle Royal. And they don't have a SmackDown tag team title match or anything in that sense. So, with that being said, that is my review this week for SmackDown Live. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day.